Shalom, brothers and sisters, shalom. Welcome, and all praises to the Most High, Yahuwah. He is faithful, always and forever. I want to welcome all of you, wherever you're listening from. And I just wanted to touch on a few points of current events that are happening in our world. As you know, just like everyone else, I think I'm listening to the news, seeing what is taking place, and a lot of changes are happening quickly. I think to the point that I think I can say that most people would agree it's difficult to keep up with everything that we are seeing. So in this video, I want to talk about some of the changes that are taking place in America, the things that are being said by the government, and the things that they are doing. Okay? Of course, I welcome all of your comments. I think healthy discussion is good, so please share your comments if you like to talk about some of the topics that I will be discussing. So, to be honest, I'm not surprised. The United States has sent billions and billions and billions of dollars overseas to different places. You know those places that the money has went to. And now that the American people are looking for security, they are looking for a government that is going to protect them and continue programs that Americans have become accustomed to. A lot of these programs are being paused. They are being stopped altogether. They are being reviewed. And also the people who benefit from a lot of these programs are raising or seeing concerns that their citizenship is being questioned. So you might ask, what is going on here? You know, why is all of this happening so quickly? It's been a little bit over a week, and we're seeing all of these things take place. And the short answer to that question is America is broke. That's right. America's broke. They know it. They need to collect the money somewhere, somehow. And hey, why not start with the American people? They are right there, right? We don't need to go and invade any country and act like we're trying to provide humanitarian aid. We don't have to rally our allies around us. Shoot, they're going through problems too. They're broke as well. Let's turn on our people and let's collect the money there. So to go into more detail, you have to understand that these countries around the world, not just the United States, these are artificial constructs. What I mean by that is people long ago sat down, carved up land, said that this land is going to be named this, and this is how we're going to operate. And doesn't matter what any ancient borders were or were not there, this is how we're going to do it. So I think most of us have heard of America being an experiment. And that is many countries around the world are experiments. And the experiment is coming to an end. It is coming to an end. I don't even know if I would give it 5 more years, 10 more years. I mean, maybe they can extend this another decade somehow and hope that, something will happen in their favor. And then they can say, we're back again on top. But if you know the word of the Most High, Yahuwah, and his son, Yahusha, you know that they ain't coming back. This is it. There will be no golden age. There will be no transformative society where everybody feels valued, taken care of. This is it. It's not going to get better. This is it. What you are seeing is what a CEO that is brought into a corporation and is told to restructure that corporation to get rid of management, get rid of different departments that are redundant, fire people, right? Lower budgets, and just fundamentally reshape a company so that it will achieve the goals of the shareholders and it will pay dividends. That's all that you're seeing. Okay? All of the talk that was done over the last, 2-3 years of, make America great again, was completely false. And they know it. They absolutely know this. They also know that they are very behind when it comes to a lot of technologies, AI technology, when it comes to trade with a lot of countries, specifically the continent, Africa. When it comes to understanding and going in the direction of a lot of these other nations that, from what I'm seeing, will be surpassing them within 2-3 years easily. Will be surpassing the United States. What countries am I referring to? Don't want to say any names outright. I don't know if it will um, cause anything with the algorithm, if you know what I mean. But uh, Eastern countries, I'll say it, China, Russia, um, countries in Africa, yes, they'll be well developed. As you see these countries being developed, like South Africa, like Nigeria, like Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, countries in the Caribbean, countries in Central and South America. As you see a lot of these countries developing, you are going to see at the same time the United States reverting back centuries. Yes, centuries. But on the surface, it's going to look technologically advanced. But the methods and the programs that are going to be implemented, yes, will make that statement true of Make America Great Again, meaning going back 100 years, maybe even a few hundred years, to reflect a society that operated based on slave labor. And that is what you're seeing. You are seeing the United States become a country that will be providing labor to the world. I just saw an article, I think in Arkansas, they are saying to the residents there that, hey, if you want health care, you're going to have to get up and work. If you're able-bodied, you're going to have to work. That's right. If you want to get any type of health care, of free health care, you are going to have to go and work. That's right. So the government will pay for your health care. They will heavily subsidize your health care if you work. And I am going to say this. With what I have observed over the last decade or so in the United States, most of those people that are, let's say, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even in their 60s, who are not working, there is either some type of something physical going on. There is some type of addiction happening, and mental health issue happening or concern that is happening. And most of the people that are going to be required to work to get health care, they're not going to be able to keep employment because they're just not, they just don't have those skills to do that. Many of these people have maybe not worked many years, maybe not even at all. The life that they're used to is their health care, their food, and their housing being taken care of by the government. And this is going to continue. I would say that with the way that I'm seeing things going and the amount of addiction that is in the United States, that there's probably other states that want to adopt a similar program and probably are right now or in the talks of doing so right now. They're going to probably want to expand this to include housing. Hey, you got to work if you want housing. They're going to probably want to extend it to food. Hey, you got to work if you want those food stamps. If you want those food benefits, you're going to have to work. Yeah, I mean, why not? Because if you're going to ship back the migrants that came into your country, and this lie that has been told that the jobs have been taken from those folks, them folks, then hey, we need to replace that labor force. So next best thing is the poor working class and the vulnerable of society. You got to work if you want to have housing. You got to work if you want health care. You got to work if you want food. You got to work if you want your medication, right? And that is what they're doing. That is what they are doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Mississippi passing some law where if you are an illegal immigrant, they can now lock you up for life and have you work pretty much? I mean, isn't that in the United States that as long as you are in the, as long as you're a prisoner, that's the one that's the one situation that could allow the state to legally treat you as a slave. For those who are, yes, Sherelle, for those who are awake of what is happening, none of this is new to us. For those that may have stumbled upon this video, this may be too much for some of you. But most of the people that they are targeting with these laws, those are going to be the ones that will be enslaved. Yes, this is just the start. Your country is broke. America's broke. Many other countries around the world are broke. Maybe not as much as the United States. Maybe when you look at the per capita amounts, maybe it lines up to be about the same, but the amount of money that the United States has sent around the world, the amount of wars they have waged, at the expense of the American people, at the expense of their own infrastructure, Um, it's staggering, and it's only going to get worse. This is not going to get better. This is not going to get better. This is a situation unlike anything any of us have seen. It is not going to get better, as I said. It's not going to get better. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Is that what's going on? Deuteronomy 28. All of the curses that were placed on Israel, on Yisrael, because of our disobedience, there is going to be a reversal. There is going to now be a reversal of those sins upon those that led us into captivity. They will now be led into captivity, and the same curses that were upon us are now going to switch and go upon them. The difference, though, is that this is going to be much worse. It's going to be much worse for them than it was for us. And, I have sat down and I have meditated on what that would look like, and just thinking about what my ancestors went through, the living conditions, the treatment, just everything that we went through, and now to see it starting upon them. It's just, to me, unimaginable. I wish I could say that word better. But it's unimaginable what they are now facing and what they are now getting ready to go through, because it hasn't even really started. It has not really started for them. It has not really started for them whatsoever. And they are demonstrating on TikTok, on YouTube, just on social media, that they cannot handle what they are facing. They are breaking down before they have even got the full brunt of these curses. They're just getting like a touch of it right now. It's just a touch, and they are completely unable to hold it together. So yeah, I mean, hey, those illegal immigrants that the United States American government is sending back to the countries that they came from, somebody needs to do that work. So what they did is they sat down, they said, well, where are we going to find these people? Well, we've got over 30,000 people sitting on Medicare as able working adults in Arkansas. We have a pool right here, and every state is going to do it. They're going to do it. They are going to do it. Also, what I'm hearing now is there are people trying to access their Medicaid. They cannot access it. It's shut down in all 50 states. They want to shut down, or they're thinking about shutting down Meals on Wheels for the elderly. America's broke. You know, you are broke. If you are American and you've been paying your taxes all these years, your country lied to you. You were fed all different types of lies. You were told that it's the black man and black woman that's the problem, right? You were told that it's the black man, black woman that is taking up all of the free services. Low income housing. But what's going to end up happening is the truth now is going to come out. Because now that these services are being cut off, now that they're being put on pause for review, or they're being reviewed to be paused or dismantled, you are going to see now who was actually benefiting the most from all those programs. And I don't think it was Yesharel. I really don't. I do not. So this is what we're facing, and they are not going back to the way it was. That has long gone. We as a people need to look inward. We need to look outward as well. We need to seek the Most High in prayer. If we're able to do prayer and fasting, even better, and meditate on His Word. Because now is not the time to gloat. Now is not the time to say, I told you so. Now is not the time to enjoy seeing those that have inflicted so much pain and harm onto you to laugh in their face. Now is not the time. What the time is now is to sit in your quiet place and think about the magnificence, the authority of Yahuwah, and that He has never forgotten us. He has always remembered us, and we are His inheritance. That when the Most High turns His wrath, His judgment upon peoples and nations, it is unlike anything we will see and we will experience. This is going to be unlike anything that we have seen or experienced, because this is judgment from the Most High. They are not going to escape. No matter what plans they make, no matter how much they say they will fight and fight and fight and fight, the word says that they will go down fighting. They are not going to say, you know what, I think now is the time for us to take a step back and kind of take a stock of, how did we get here? Where did we go wrong to get here in the valley of Jehoshaphat? And doesn't matter what direction we go in, we're going into destruction. How did we even get here? How did we get into this place? That it doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what plans we make. It doesn't matter how we try to roll it back to the way it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We just can't get it right. And things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. I wonder, what did we do to get to this place? They will not do that. They're not going to do that. Some of them will individually, they will repent and turn from wickedness. Yes, some of them will. But the majority of them, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. When you tell the people that they have done wrong, that they have enslaved another group of people and treated them horribly, and that group of people comes and says, you've treated us horribly, we would like you to make it right. And instead of them being humble and saying, let us make this right, we acknowledge the wrong that we have done, they tell you that all you got to do is just pull your bootstraps a little bit higher. All you got to do is work harder. And, who cares if you're in slavery? There's been slavery all throughout history. It doesn't matter that you've been a slave. So what? And then they continue to treat you in such an inhumane, disrespectful way. Do you think for a minute that they don't know what they're doing? They know exactly what they have done. And they know exactly what they are continuing to do. They know it, okay? The last chapter of this is going to be a full and public understanding that the people that they call Black people that are in the United States, throughout the Caribbean, throughout Central and South America, throughout parts of Africa, that is throughout parts of Europe, and everywhere else throughout the world, they're going to come to an understanding that these people are Yasharal. That these are the people that the Most High made a covenant with their forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's going to be where they can no longer deny this information. And when they realize that, when they get to the point to understand what that means for them, that's when it's gonna go even hyper. It's gonna get even more intense. because that's the end of it. I mean, once you get to that point, what are you going to do? Right? Well, it says that they're going to want a war with the Most High. They are going to want to war with our Heavenly Father. And we all know how that is going to end. Right? So this is what we are seeing. And I want to encourage all of you. I want to encourage all of you, whether you are new and you are still reading your scriptures and you're trying to understand what it is that you're seeing, what it is you're experiencing, who you are, if you are at that point, or if you have known this many years and you saw this coming. I want to encourage all of you and tell you that I pray for us every day. I ask the Most High to protect us every day, no matter where we are scattered. And I ask you to do the same in your secret closet, that you pray to the Most High and you ask Him for His protection from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, that He envelops you in His hedge of protection, that He walks with you wherever you go, and that He leads your path always and forever. He is with us. It doesn't matter what the world wants to say. The Most High is with us, and He is fighting for us. What those people are now going to experience is going to be unlike anything they have ever experienced or ever will experience. America is being set up to be a huge auction block. The purpose of America is going to fundamentally change. You want some free labor? Let's head to the US and let's get that free labor. That's what's happening. Okay? The US is broke. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them tell you they're sending billions of dollars over there and over here and wherever else they want to send it. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them tell you that they're going to be great. They're going to be great again. They're going to have a golden age. They're going to, whatever talking points they want to use. Whatever they want to say, we are amazing. We're going to be advanced. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Don't let them trick you. They are done. Okay? You are just seeing what takes place in boardrooms when they are fully dismantling and restructuring a company or a corporation. When they are gutting it and they're getting ready to build it up to be something else. That is what you are seeing. Okay? You got to lay people off. You got to close down departments. You got to identify redundancies. You got to cut out the fat. Because, hey, we're broke. And if we don't do this, we're going to head straight into outright bankruptcy. And also the thing I want to mention is the tariffs. Yeah, that's a tax on the American people. That's how tariffs work. the American people are going to have to pay those tariffs, not the other countries. So if an American company wants to import items that, let's say, have a 25% tariff, that company, that American company, will pay that 25% tariff. But do you think that it's going to stop there? No. They're going to pass that cost on to the American consumer. That's what it is. It's an indirect tax. Okay? That's what's going on. America is being gutted. That's what's going on. And don't be surprised if you start seeing other countries do similar things. Don't be surprised. Especially those in Europe, those European countries, don't be surprised if you start seeing that as well. Because they're broke. Canada as well. Don't be surprised. They are broke. I want to thank all of you for joining me. Again, I welcome your comments. Please like, subscribe as well. And I say to my brothers and sisters and all of Yisrael, Shalom.